Get you a treat or something? All right, let me get you something. What do you need, Bill? Here you go. What up, dudes? How are you, Lee Diesel? Good morning or afternoon. Shit. Oregon. Yeah, Oregon. Elijah, nice, brother. Yeah. It was they had the matchup. It was a good matchup. Got a bunch of turnovers too. Nice. I haven't eaten anything yet today. I didn't make a smoothie. I was up way late tonight. But yeah, what did you eat for lunch, Elijah Roth? You get something nice, kid? But all right, because I ran through a bunch of college Saturday last night. So I have Bugon, you jinxed Montana moneyline. Is that fucking you who messaged me about, were you one of the people that texted me Montana moneyline looking good? I mean, dude, they're only their best big guy fouled out with 12 minutes to go in the game. Absolutely wild. But not even the fouling out. Like, you can't call all three of those fouls and whatever, man. This is life. This is why you don't put your whole life on one play. But this is the way it goes sometimes. They were up 16 at half. This is life. All right. Let's dive into, because I did college. I mean, I did fucking Saturday. I did that twice now. I thought about hedging to it plus 600. That's hilarious. Thoughts on St. Peter's? I think St. Peter's 100% as the matchup here. If you look at the big guys inside, like St. Peter's has a fleet of big men to match. What's it called? Oh, by the way, Bellator is on right now. If anybody wants to watch too, I have to throw it up on my TV because I ended up taking Austin Vanderford for a little bit. But we'll talk about Saturday starting at whatever when we get done with this. I think St. Peter's they have the big men to keep the main route to victory. When you see Monmouth start to roll and things to really when Monmouth looks unstoppable, it's the big guys. It's the offensive rebounding. So it's you have to, the first thing to beating them is to take care of Ruddy, to take care of obviously Walker Miller, those guys. And St. Peter's is one of the few teams in the league that has the people to do it. Branham is the man, dude. But maybe they can make a run. Maybe Ohio State can make a run. But yeah, St. Peter's won the first matchup. Both teams were off a big COVID pause, I believe. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. That's when Monmouth started to kind of trend in the opposite direction. So inside defensive rebounding, we're okay. Walker Miller's not going to completely go off on us. We're okay as well. Oh, nice, Marty Lane. That's sick. So I think it's basically going to be Shavar Reynolds, Pappas, and McClary that we have to worry about the most in this matchup. I don't think on the flip side, we have just enough experienced guard play. We're going to end up playing better defense. We play much more solid defense. And I think we're trending. It's tough to see because that loss to Ryder stinks. And then Monmouth just played Ryder really close. One of the reasons why I'm not taking Niagara, because I know as much as I hate Ryder, I know they're playing well. But I don't know. This feels very 50-50 to me. This feels like an honest toss-up where it's going to be like a one-possession game at the end of the game, and I'm going to take plus 170. I am. Because thinking about it from a defensive standpoint, we're still going to be able to at least get some offense going, some drives. In the Defo, really old. He's going to get some shit going for us. It's kind of like the same recipe for St. Peter's all the time. Let's have Edert hit some threes. We don't have that Latrell Reed kid. He's playing much less minutes, which is awesome because he's fucking crazy. Jordan Brown eating for Lafayette. Haven't watched much of them lately. Jordan Brown, I don't know if he's playing. He's been in COVID protocol for a little bit. So I'm honestly not sure. What odds did you play Vanderford at? Looked at them myself. I got +2 something. What's it called? Oregon did play well. I still don't trust them when it comes down to a bigger game. UCLA really has to get their shit together. And Tiger Campbell played. But I'm not sure if Jordan Brown's going to play. However, I really like the other big guys, like especially the Anukwaba guy and Julian. Julian's playing really good basketball. I'm a big fan of Julian. Oh, 170. That's annoying. Yeah, Ohio State might be on the list of a team that can make a run. I agree. But I think this matchup is much different than the first one. I really like I understand. I did a much bigger deep dive into like the behind the scenes stuff, and it makes a lot more sense why Lafayette's trending up. I knew they had some talented young guards, stuff like that. But they have some good leadership on this team. This team might make a little run. I like this Louisiana Lafayette team. I might be extrapolating. And the thing, like, we are betting on some shaky-ish guard play, some unknown commodity-ish guard play. The new guards that they've been playing are much more sure-handed, and that's like the key to it, because we can't give up a bunch of turnovers on the road against the Georgia State pressure. I don't think we're going to give up a bunch of turnovers on the road to Georgia State pressure. We're averaging like less than 10 a game over the last 3 since other people started carrying the ball more than the 2 freshmen. Although I think the 2 freshmen are awesome. If you want to see a walking bucket, check out Kentrell Bryant tonight for Louisiana Lafayette. Kid is so smooth. I can't really think of who he reminds me of, because he's like almost like a little – he almost reminds me of Julian Strother. They're almost from the same breed. He's like a little bit of a poor man's Julian Strother. I do post on Twitter, King Ant, that USC OSU game was painful. It was painful to watch. I actually watched a little bit of that. Mobley doesn't have sturdy hands, man. Well, he's huge. Wow, this girl that's inviting me to go live is actually cute. Don't have the time. Lafayette thoughts? Yeah, I mean – so if you're on the Georgia State side, you think just mad turnovers. You think it's going to be very difficult for Lafayette to initiate their offense in general. And it's going to go, I guess, more like the first matchup. But just Lafayette literally gave Georgia State everything in the first match. You're also betting on Georgia State senior night. I assume these kids like Strother different NBA talent. Yeah, I said poor man's. I got a win today, bro. Why? What is so special about today that won't be here tomorrow? You never have to do anything, really, ever, at all. That is like never a statement. What do you have to do? But if you rewatch that game, they were giving him all kinds of offense. They fouled him on 2 early threes. The Wesley kid is a terrible on-ball defender. They don't play him as much anymore. Now they're playing the 2 older kids. The Owl kid that used to play for fucking Billy Tarleton State. These are all people we like. He's going to be able to handle the pressure. The worrying about guard penetration, the Thomas freshman, Michael Thomas or whatever his name is for Lafayette, is an unbelievable on-ball defender, by the way. Like talent-wise, reminds me like shuffling his feet-wise, feet quickness, reminds me of like Eric Gaines, like in terms of like that level talent. That kid's really talented, actually. Hold on, dude. I got to get into UFC after. MMA after. I got to stay on track today. I have too much to do. I'm trying to get into Saturday. I literally broke down. I was up till 4 a.m. last night breaking down games because I promised people that messaged me that I would fucking break down Saturday's slate. I cannot. Okay, Akron. I think it's going to be a really low. If you've looked, Akron, it's so few possessions in games. I think that this is going to be a really low possession game. They're going to be able to get stuff. If you just look at the matchup of like the 3s and 4s, like think about that type of spot plus Freeman. Look at the body types compared to like even Carter inside, who I guess is like the most athletic one. Is Doug Wilson isn't playing right, or Wilson isn't playing right now, or whatever his name is, right? So just athletically, they're going to be able to get like stuff inside, and they should be able to offensive board a decent amount. I know their guard play is way suspect comparably, but I think the matchup advantage kind of goes to Akron. But this game could be tight the whole way, and Akron hits like 3 threes, and the game's absolutely over. Do I watch most of these games? How do you know so much about mid-majors? Dude, if you have Watch ESPN, You can go rewatch anything. Molly, can we say it a little nicer? Instead of move your head, like, please move to the side for a second. Do you mind moving to the side for a second? Something nicer? Bro, just tell me if UNC gets in the dance. Richmond, I think Richmond is really interesting. I was thinking initially, is it their senior night? I didn't think about that because there's advantages on both sides. The only problem is if you're taking St. Louis, you got to trust a Yuri Collins win condition, which we've talked about isn't the most fun thing in the entire world. There's no sleeping on Richmond, Zap. There's something in the water. I don't know what the kid from last year, the 4 from last year, Blake, whatever his name was, put something in the water there and it funked up the relationships between all the guys. I'm telling you. They have role issues. Why am I looking at Richmond? I need a 3-gamer, please. Duke to Jack Russell. I don't do parlays, bro. I don't really endorse parlays. Like, I don't give away money. I mean, I can give you 3 plays. You do what you want. I mean, I don't tell anybody what to do with their lives. Golden, Gilliard, Kyle, all seniors. Oh, if it's senior night. It's not senior night, actually. That's next week against Dayton. So that angle is not really there. I think there's certainly matchup advantages for St. Louis in this game, and I think they have some decent options to guard Grant Golden, in all honesty. So look, the key pieces on offense for both teams are going to be scoring these buckets because I think both teams, I mean, you can see the game in the 60s, you can see the game in the 70s, whatever. But on the Richmond side, if you watch the last game, Tyler Burton is going to be the go-to option. That like 6'7" weird frame, they don't really have anybody like that. He's a little too big for like maybe a Nesbitt who shouldn't be playing as much nowadays. Too big for a Jimerson. Can move too quick for like, a Hargrove or one of those guys. So Burton's always going to be the matchup. If you really like whatever Tyler Burton, maybe hop on the Richmond train. On the other side, you're going to have to trust Yuri Collins. You're really going to have to trust Yuri Collins. It's not the best matchup for, I think, Jimerson with Tyler Burton on him. You saw he struggled in the first matchup. This is a tough matchup for Jimerson, in my opinion. But it's a really good matchup for Yuri Collins, in my opinion. Like Yuri Collins, I think, should be able to just go wherever he wants to go. Carson. So, Carson, you see, I remembered that? I'm getting good at this. So, yeah, I think it's like which side of that do you want to trust? I don't really want to trust the Yuri Collins side, but I think St. Louis is the better team. I really do. I think they're like a sizably better team. They also have fucking Jimerson, who we think is awesome. So I understand the St. Louis side, and if you want to take the experience at home, you think him, maybe they play Gustafsson a little more in this. He uses his 6'5" frame. He basically drives to the hoop. That's what that guy does. I don't like his threes. So he can maybe drive to the hoop here, get a little more him going. If you want to be on, I can see both sides in that one. I'm not sure. If you literally put a gun to my head and were like, fucking tell me right now, I would say St. Louis. St. Peter's. Yeah, I'm going to be on that side. If you can stop the initial push of Monmouth's, like their go-to thing is getting it working inside and then working inside out to get Pappas wide open threes, shit like that. If we can stop that initial, like just play one-on-one defense, they have like 4 or 5 guys that are all huge. Put them on Walker Miller, stop that inside, stop Ruddy from getting on the board, stop McClary from getting on the boards, keep them to one shot. And fucking, you can go 1-for-1 with like a checked out Shavar Reynolds and, Greg Pappas, if Greg Pappas goes fucking insane Obrano, which he does from time to time, then yeah, it's annoying. But this is like a 50-50 basketball game. It just is. It really just is. Because now Matthew Lee and Eder, and I mean, the Dasher kid's kind of whatever, but at least he brings some physical intangibles. But those guys are playing the bulk of the minutes as opposed to like that fucking Latrell Reed kid just like dribbling the ball out of bounds. SLU hasn't beaten any top A10 teams on the road. Big losses to Davidson, Bonnies, and Dayton. Bonnies is a terrible matchup. We talked about that both times. Dayton's freaking good, and Davidson's really freaking good. How about they went on the road and won at Boise State? I watched that game. That was a tough game. They had to make a lot of buckets down that stretch. Jimerson proved quite a bit in that game, Tyler North. So that would be my counter. Is LA Lafayette money line? I'm taking it money line personally. Yes. I think it's a super. I mean, I'm not in love with the money with the spread because I think it's it can be a binary game. It can go absolutely insane the other way. Like if they hit a million threes and it's like whatever I put as the counter in my description, like that can play out. It's not like anything's a lock. It's like I think this percentage of the time it goes like this percentage of the time it goes like this. I think this is like a 55-45 Lafayette game. That means there's still a 45% that whatever the other way. I think a lot of that 45% has to do with they're just bombing threes and having a great shooting night, and like they get to have that fun little senior night thing. I just don't really believe in this senior group of guards for Georgia State either. Like Corey Allen, he was kind of like a loser at Detroit Mercy. He came over here and now this whole group has never really figured out like exactly ball wise what they're going to do. They just run tons of ISO pick and roll shit like that. It's like, you all do it. Like, it's like, okay, your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn. Yeah. Lafayette's going to be playing as a unit. Fucking what I like, another angle I love that Julian and the Aknumwa guy, however you say it, are playing much better now. Akwuba are playing much, much better than they were in the first matchup. Julian's playing awesome basketball right now. That kid's super talented. I don't know how many years he's been. He's still got like some kind of like freshman or sophomore tag because of, rules. He's awesome. St. Peter's value bet, or you actually lean that way? The whole concept of the game is to value bet. I'm very confused, Bugon. You're very confusing. Are you a guard guy or a big center guy, Jake? Well, guards win championships, so I'll take a good guard. I mean, you can't get it. And that's why, like, especially on the road, but just really like in playoff time, it's like, how many big guys do you really see that can alone lead a team to a championship? I mean, fucking zero. They don't exist anymore. It's not like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar time anymore where there's no 3-point line. Like this is the game. You can't, people are so big now. It's just because of floor spacing. People are so big now. You got to get the ball to that guy. So it's like, how many guys? I mean, you saw like Dirk do it because he had like, you could just get the ball to Dirk so far out and it didn't matter. You always take a guard. I'll take a guard 15 times out of 15. Question, how much ball do you watch, bro? Absolutely none. I'm pulling this all out of my ass. Harvard, Princeton. I don't know. I've watched Harvard a few times this year and they're fucking garbage to me, Sin City. I don't know. Does Princeton care about this? Does Harvard have some big advantage inside where they're really going to punish them and get like, I feel like that would be how I beat Princeton. I rough them up a little bit. If you can't rough them up, I don't know what to do. Notorious B.O.B. I'm on Iona first half -8.5. I get it. I don't think they give a shit. And I wouldn't give a shit if I were them. They have nothing to play for at all anymore. Their season's like over. They already clinched it, right? Aren't they like 3 games up, 2 or 3 games up? I can't trust them to come and do anything. Iona at least, I mean, Canisius at least has some size on the perimeter. Maybe they can, I don't know. They have talent. Iona's just unbelievably poorly coached. That Witherspoon guy for now I've been watching that guy for he's been there. I mean, you got to be there 7, 8 more years, and he's just checked out behind the wheel. A lot of these MAC guys are him, Badgett. I think they probably get together and just fucking smoke a lot of weed and watch I don't know what, because they're not watching basketball. They're just watching like goofy fucking cartoons and reruns and stuff. I don't know. You think there is a greater than 50% chance that St. Peter's wins, or just greater than that implied? Yes. Yeah, I think it's like a coin flip game, maybe a little bit shaded in St. Peter's favor, because I honestly think they have much better team chemistry. Probably better coaching at this point. Like, what is fucking King Rice doing anymore? St. Louis money line spread, alternate line -3. Take all. Hey, I definitely get it. I just like am not a huge Yuri Collins guy. I'm just gonna be fucking honest with everybody. Just not the biggest Yuri Collins guy. But does Richmond have enough size on the perimeter in general? Because that's what you need to swallow up St. Louis. Like put a bunch of size on Yuri Collins, put a bunch of size, match Fred Thatch's size, match Nesbitt's side, and then put size on Jimerson so he can't get as good of clean looks. Does Richmond have that around? Well, I mean, they're going to only be able to play one of Gilliard and Sherrod then, so limits them offensively, because you should play. If I'm them, I'm playing Gustafsson and I'm playing Burton. So, I don't know. I can see it for sure. SLU has given up all this team has watched. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure what's going on with that team because I think they have good leadership. I like Thatch and I like Linson. Okay, wait. Am I recording on YouTube so people can go back and watch this for Saturday? Yes, I am. Okay, cool. Favorite round of the tournament? I have no idea. I'm not doing any NBA. Sorry, Abdonal Faro. I'm not watching anything until after tournament time, or whatever. When NBA playoffs start, I'll dig in. I feel like I won't have, or I guess when tournament time stops, because I feel like I'm not going to have baseball. What do I think of Texas State and Troy? I don't want to be on the other side of Troy, but Texas State is a pretty senior group. I'm pretty sure if it's a Texas State team I'm thinking about, they're a pretty senior group. It's tough. Although matchup wise, I feel like Troy always has fucking Texas State's number. I was leaning Troy, but I don't think that's correct. That's what I felt. I was like, I want to put Troy on the board, and I stopped myself because I was like, that's probably wrong. That sounds wrong. Troy. Yeah, they have Harrell, Small. Those guys have been here forever. Yeah, Asbury, Adams. Yeah, I have no interest in being on buying the top on Troy right now. This is a veteran Texas State group. Well, I like Providence College. Providence, do I like them? I don't know. But people that are saying that like Xavier was the right side and like fucking Providence is the luckiest team in the world. You're generally lucky when you do the right things and you're like coached well, like fucking they are. And you generally are unlucky when you're like Xavier and you generally do the wrong thing over and over and over again. People that are like the Xavier thing fell out of the sky. It's like, well, you watch them play basketball for the last 3 months because then it wouldn't have fallen. It really didn't fall out of the sky. Grant, sorry, Indiana finally broke that losing streak. They did. It took them. They had to play Fats Russell to do it. If it makes you feel better about the Sixers, nice, Tukey. Thanks for you guys chat that out. You doing this stuff for MLB too? If we get a damn season, MLB's like that's the first sport I started like really, really betting on. That's like my baby. That's my favorite sport. I love the Yankees more than I like anything else besides, just core things in life. What up, Peter Rabbit? How are you? Thoughts on Niagara? I think the matchup is kind of a wash. Really, I actually do kind of think, Peter Rabbit, the matchup is a wash. And I want Lehigh with the points tomorrow. If you want to go heads up, we can do a Venmo thing. If you want Lafayette, I'll take Lehigh with the points, whatever it is. What are we going to be, like a 4 or 5 point dog? I'll take Lehigh with the points. Let's go heads up. 4 or 5, maybe that's extreme. 3. Okay. I think the upfront matchups are going to kind of end up being a wash because you look at I think Lorio can maybe pull out, but Mervyn James is pretty mobile, that like North Alabama transfer for Ryder. So I would almost and then they have that big guy to kind of match inside. And like, I don't know, they're not that bad. Like Mervyn James is especially a good matchup for the Cintron kid who they like to have mismatches with. So oh, you're going on Lafayette tomorrow, Peter Rabbit? Yeah. So yeah, I think the upfront matchup is going to kind of end up being a wash because I think for as much as Lorio and stuff might be able to hit some outside shots, Ryder might get a few offensive rebounds. So I kind of think that's going to end up being a wash, and it's going to come down to Murray versus Marcus Hammond. And normally I would take Marcus Hammond how many times out of 100? But I actually think I know at big coaching edge on the Niagara side, if you're on Niagara, Paulus is a much better coach than frickin' a Sleepy Baggett. A baguette, the toasted baguette. So yeah, Ryder's current form is better. I like Marcus Hammond better, but Murray's still pretty good. I believe in this. I know you don't bet on Ryder. If you like money, you don't bet on Ryder. Like long term, it will not make you anything. I promise you that. I didn't get to watch the Upstate game yesterday. Do you know what happened? Winthrop hit like 60% of their threes and didn't miss a single shot in the game. So that kind of fucked everything up. That would be an outcome for any game. They shot, I think, they shot 60% of the floor, 60% from 3, like right around. I mean, it's just not going to turn out well. At least for most of the game they were. So that kind of like that causes a lot of problems. Yes, I couldn't stay away from UFC 2K. I don't want anybody to touch it, but dude, it's a doggy day. I have to bet it. I have to. I love UFC, dude. I've fallen in love with it. I can't. It's my baby. No lean on North Alabama. They take this game. North Alabama's playing. They're not playing. Why are you doing this to me, King Ant? Why? What? North Alabama tomorrow? Fucking the first game we bring up for the Saturday slate is North fucking Alabama. Bucon, UFC is the most entertaining sport in my opinion. Dude, having money on a UFC fight, it's not even comparable to other sports in my opinion. It honestly is. Oh, South Alabama. Fucking hey, you sick fuck. I don't know. I honestly, dude, my initial read was yeah, I like Azore and stuff, but this is, dude, there's like dude, UTA's had a pretty big talent rebounding, like everything disparity at this point. I don't like South Alabama. I don't like JJ Chandler, but no, I don't want anything to do with UTA. Gun to my head, South Alabama, even though I think they stink. And Charles Manning, is it senior night for him? Let him have a little moment or something. That would be nice, right? I think it's got to be senior night. Sunbelt is one of those conferences that starts earlier with their tournament. So I would, yeah, I think South Alabama with a blowout with a gun to my head, but I don't like writing their name anywhere because I know JJ Chandler's attached to it and I can't do it. Lean App State, absolute gun to my head for the sole reason I would normally be all over Arkansas State in this spot. You know what? They should be just crossed out because that should be a wash. That doesn't mean they should be on the board. I actually like, I think the like top end whatever for Arkansas State's guards is way higher. Like they have so much more talent, but they're playing like, I mean, if you take Arkansas State, you're praying for a big turnaround. It is like probably the last game of the year, senior night, whatever. But dude, you're praying for a big turnaround. They've been a shithouse for a little bit now. They've been a little bit of a shithouse. So that's those Sunbelt games outside of Lafayette, which I'm taking. I just think Lafayette's like way undervalued. I think they're on a huge trajectory up. I don't think Georgia State ever really got their season together. Like they've been working these guards back in / whatever, haven't really been tested, had to play like tough games where it really matters, whatever, form into a team. They're just kind of a schlop. So I don't know. I just think they lose tonight. Yeah, I was on the Bengals. Bengals money line heavy. Was an idiot and didn't take any spread, actually. 0 spread. What do you think about, and I still believe that, you know, the Rams never won the Super Bowl. It's just like nobody won. It was just whatever. So whatever. I learned nothing there, unfortunately. Thanks, Noah. Best Saturday play. We'll get to that in a little bit because I'm going to start at 2 because I posted I'd start at 2. And I think we can at least break down like I think even though it's probably the super public side, I just say fuck it and take Iowa anyways. If I'm gun to my head on that game, or maybe look to live them, that might be a good spot to look to live. I think it's a good matchup for Georgia Southern, but I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. So not touching that. Marist Manhattan's interesting because Manhattan theoretically has a lot of physicality and stuff that matches up good with Marist. You understand why that number comes down because the MAC road dogs are, I mean, always a play. I'm surprised. I'm honestly a teeny bit surprised, although I'm not, that St. Peter's hasn't come down. That kind of makes me like it better. That less people are on it. If you want to take Monmouth here, I don't know. They're so overvalued in the market right now, in my opinion. So Marist, I just think, dude, this young crop for Marist, like a Tuca and them, are fucking good. Oh, Penn State. We forgot about Penn State. Holy shit. I think it's a good matchup because I actually think they have a couple different options between Sessions and Pickett and stuff to initiate offense. So like the Audige blanket isn't as bad. And you can go to Lundy, you can go to Harar inside, even though you can't make a fucking free throw. So I don't know. I am very confused why the eternal love for Northwestern in this spot. I think the guard play is much steadier on Penn State, and they're at home. I think we had a lean on Penn State. I think we did for the first matchup when they had one outright at Northwestern. I think this is a Penn State matchup. I don't trust the Northwestern guards as far as I can throw them on the road. Does anybody like Chase Audige? If I was a Northwestern fan, it would be watching basketball must be painful as shit. Penn State matchups up well, and they're great. Yeah, Prosser. I kind of tend to agree. I think this is one where just I will say the end of the Maryland game was a sad look for Penn State. Wasn't a good look. Have they played since? That was a bad look. But yeah, I think Penn State's just like the better team on top of it too, to be completely honest. Northwestern just like not good. They have so many good optics, other things, but for every right play they make a bad play right after. So it's a wash. They just wash right out. Yeah, I gotta go Penn State. I think Penn State's been generally trending up. That could also just be a little bit of an outlying moment. James Harden under on everything, Tony Gambles. That's good. You should put your cash in your cash up in your bio, bro. Bro, I'm trying to figure out how to turn off this thing because every time I get off this damn thing, it says you earn this much money. I don't want anybody's money, bro. If I wanted people's money, you guys would be sitting here listening to me plug all the stupid fucking things in my email that are trying to offer me money to fucking say things to people. I would just take that if I wanted money. Or I'd learn how to fucking actually market this. I'm trying to the people that want to be part of a conversation, break down some games, maybe get some plus EV knowledge. If you find me, you find me. If you don't, you fucking don't, I guess, until this blows up. Eventually it blows up. It just all ends the same way no matter what. Wolves +3. Is that against the Sixers? That's interesting. I don't know. I have too much invested. One of my best buddies is like that has been going through a lot in life. Fucking is like a diehard Sixers fan. I'm just rooting for them to win so he doesn't throw himself off or something. Yeah, you got the long-term winning mindset. Dude, I've been betting for 20 years. I've been betting since I was 12. I stole my mom's credit card at 12 and opened an account at 12 years old. I'm 32. So if I've used it to support fucking drug habits, whatever I've been through in life, it's just what it is. I just know at this point. It's just the way it's going to go. All right, UFC really quick, and then we can move on because we're almost at the 2. I am 32, 8 and wine. I know. It's called being Asian. It's lovely. Okay. And I'm a Spanish mix. I don't know. It's just a mix of whatever schlop. Real quick, I think if you're UFC, I would just watch the face-offs this week. I honestly think that UFC, the face-offs tell you fucking stories this week. Unbelievable stories. This girl, first of all, I thought McKenny was a good play. His power is wrestling, everything. For SCM, I've never seen in a face-off a guy actually physically touch his nuts when the other guy's coming. Like I've seen them cross their hands in front so that like kind of protecting, your vital organs and stuff. That's generally a sign. Like, cause if you're like, hands behind your back, it's like vital organs exposed. You hit me, you can do whatever. Hands clasped in front. It's like I'm protecting. It's the same thing when people cross their arms. It's like, what are you hiding? It's like when I walk up to people and they like fucking have their arms crossed. It's like, what are you hiding? You fucking put your arms down, you fucking weirdo. I like the underdogs on the card. I do too. I think there's even more than this. But Frezion was literally clutching his nuts like a little bit, and he doesn't like the smoke. If you watched at the end, when Vendramin was applying a ton of pressure to him at the end of the last fight, he doesn't like the smoke. I get there's a world where he just chips on the outside in the small cage for fucking 15 minutes and just like outclasses him. McKenny, too much early gases. Not for me. McKenny's a fade soon, but I'm taking him here at plus money. I think he should be favored. I think he should definitely be favored. Pascual, the chick that's on short notice against Josie and Nunez. Watch that face-offs. Be gone. If you're a big face-offs guy, biggest chick face-off win I've ever seen. She completely owned the stage, and the other girl was just sitting there like she looked like an alien that had just been dropped onto planet Earth and like found herself at the face-offs and was like, I guess I should act like this, hand in pocket, stare. Like real weird. Where are you getting green plus 700? A lot of places. Wait, just wait. People are all these parlay people will have them in every face-off. This girl completely owned the cage. This chick, this Pascual girl, first of all, she's Asian. She's from Hong Kong, so a little bit of love in my heart for her, maybe. Dude, this is a tough chick. She came to college in the United States. I think went like somewhere in California, went to college. Fucking once she started her MMA career, was like, I'm not tough enough. Sent herself to Thailand. Maybe she had some gimme Muay Thai fights, but she still sent herself to Thailand and was fucking getting in Muay Thai fights. Like that's fucking. She knows what she needs to do. She's putting the sacrifice. This Josiane Nunez girl is like a right hand for 6 minutes. Fade a right hand for 6 minutes and win one of 10 ways. This Pascual girl. So I'm taking her at plus 180. I think that's ridiculous. That Josiane Nunez girl is a meme. The girl she just beat, the Bam Lecky girl, was talking about how, she has like CTE. She can't even, every time she gets hit, she can't breathe or something. She has like serious, Ricky Tabasco, bro. This is the UFC asterisk. I'm not wrecking it this week. I'm not telling anybody to do anything, but I have to continue to go. I got to continue. It's my favorite thing. I'm going to manage a fighter someday. I have to do this. Vanderford plus 200 Mon. Where are we in the prelims for that? Let me throw that up on my thing because we're starting in 13 minutes because I'm probably going to end up taking like a 3-minute break. But in 13 minutes, I got to start Saturdays. The other side of the board right here has all of Saturdays. And I circled at least however many spots. I went through a bunch. I'm literally just going to fucking ping down them. And at the end, we can do some questions. I see Green at plus 440. Fuck CJ Prosser. That stinks. Who is the girl that had the insane face-off? Look at Pascual versus Nunez. Pascual versus Nunez, Bugon. Oh, wow. Zabit's little brother is fighting. If anybody's interested on Showtime, Zabit's little brother is fighting. Petrosian versus Rodriguez. If you want to bet on that fight, I think you should go the tape. There's like a fight versus a guy. This Petrosian guy fights a guy named Dimitri something. You can find it on YouTube. It's maybe like the third, fourth fight down. Watch that fight and then watch any Gregory Rodriguez. And there's like a very viable path to victory. If you're the UFC, you just gave Gregory Rodriguez fucking Dusko Todorovic freaking Jun Young Park, who just made some absolutely terrible decisions. I think they were feeding Rodriguez to Jun Young Park, but then he just decided to hang in the pocket like an idiot instead while Rodriguez was gassing. Now they're definitely feeding Rodriguez to this Petrosian kid who's like a kickboxer with relatively good sub defense, like very active. Watch the Dimitri fight. I think it's going to be like this guy almost gets taken down or gets taken down a bunch of times. Eventually Rodriguez gets tired, knockout late or decision. And then Bobby Green, dude, watch the face-offs on this. Dude, Islam's always talking shit. And at some point, I know Islam's like a funny guy, a goofy guy, whatever, but I think Islam's going to get slapped. I don't think Islam's that good. He's so unproven. I faded Islam like every fight. I have to continue to do it. I fucking took Drew Dober against him. I have to take Bobby Green. Drew Dober was a bad one. I'm learning about grappling. We will be starting BJJ soon, but I'm saying, dude, Bobby Green, I feel like Bobby can do it. I feel like the whole world's going to be on Bobby Green. We have to root for the man, do we not? Are you American? Well, I guess a lot of people probably aren't American. But, yeah, Islam is. Bobby only having 10 days notice. He came in at 158. Looked pretty good. It's at 160, by the way, just so you know. It's not at 155. It's at 160. And I don't think Bobby cuts very much at all anyways. But I think it's interesting. Islam had to ask for 160. He doesn't want to gas. He wants to cut the chances of him gassing. That was strategic, to cut the chances of him gassing against a very active Bobby. That's what that is. Because Islam was gassing. If he's in heavily grappling fights, go watch the Arman Sarzoukian fight. At the end of round, or like in the middle to the end of round 3, Islam's fucking gassed. If that fight goes through 5 rounds, Sarzoukian probably kills him. I think Sarzoukian's going to beat Joel Alvarez. Joel Alvarez looks like he shit his pants a little bit. Wellington Turman, somebody go check out the Wellington Turman versus Misha Serkinov fight. I might have to bet on Serkinov because I think Wellington Turman actually pooped his pants. I think there's poop in his pants. Like if you go check out, it's fucking hilarious. His face like goes like pale. He's like, oh my God, this guy's fucking huge. Yeah, I me too with the Armin versus Joel, because it's like Armin's just going to be. I think he'll probably I think it's probably priced correctly, Tukey. It seems because like Armin's just going to have to. Although if Armin gets a finish on the feet or something, wouldn't surprise me. Although I don't think Armin's very good on the feet, but I don't know how good Joel Alvarez is either. Like he has big tools and stuff, but Armin's not that great on the feet though. His striking defense isn't that good. If you watch the Frivola fight, you know. It was some dicey shit when they were on the feet together. The Matt Frivola, one of my pledge brothers from college is best friends with Matt Frivola from growing up, weirdly enough. T-Rex moneyline, give me that tomorrow. Nick Latore, Nicky boy, I'm with you, kid. You know what, fucking kid? I'm definitely having. I can't wreck that to be. I can't wreck UFC, dude. I told everybody to fucking 2-unit Krista Rodriguez. I'm not telling anybody anything. I told everybody that I 2-united Krista Rodriguez last week. So, you know, be gone. Yeah, 60th round last UFC. Yeah, I got to stop with the. I don't know. I honestly thought Christian Rodriguez was going to win last week, and I honestly thought the difference between Christian Rodriguez winning and losing was like this much length, literally like this much length. I think it was off by like that much. And from a lot of experienced grapplers I've talked to, they said the same thing. Everybody is going to be hammering T-Rex. I would take it before he becomes a favorite. Yeah, he's been moving. I got it. I saw +1 like 15, +120 earlier in the week, and I didn't take it. JL0888. What's up, big money? Who's big money? What does that mean? Am I big money? Because I got a purple little suit on. I got my little purple jumpsuit on. Not just heavy favorite either. $600 included. Nice. Yeah, I hope you're not betting tons of heavy favorites in UFC. That doesn't seem like long-term profitable. Maybe I am. Oh, with the board in the background, nice. Oh, and the sushi all over it. We'll see. Zabit's little brother's kicking the crap out of this kid. All right, let me flip it. We'll go to Saturday college basketball. Any last anybody that just pop in need any last things on college basketball today? I'm gonna flip the board and do college basketball for tomorrow. Let me make sure that people. Hold on, let me close this so people can definitely see this on YouTube, so it's recorded. Kind of makes that side worse, huh? What are you gonna do? Might be better, might be worse. You got +125. That's sick. You look at me differently for some reason because I'm 32. I don't fucking know, brother. I think everybody thinks I'm a kid that has no fucking idea what's going on. Yeah, I own like a house. I'm like a real person. I don't have my girlfriend, my ex, left me however long ago though, so I'm very emotionally immature. But because I did drugs for a long time too. I had like a drug addiction. You don't progress mentally when you have a drug addiction. So I'm still like a fucking 20-something-year-old kid. But age-wise on my ID, it says 32. The whole chat was on Providence. Yeah, because we all fucking know what Xavier is. JL. We all know what Providence is. We all know what Xavier is. That's why. Makes it easy. Troy +2. David rocked. I honestly don't know on that one. It's really difficult for me. I know they're hot. But yeah, I don't know. I know you're hot. I know they're hot. Texas State is so much older. I feel like I just feel like Texas State's going to win that game. I wanted to put Troy on the board, but I just have a bad feeling about it. Although matchup-wise, it seemed like Troy won at their place, and Troy's like a very matchup-based team. Like they win against the teams they're supposed to, where they have an overwhelming matchup advantage, and they lose against the teams they're not supposed to. But I didn't go back and watch that game, whatever. I really don't have good advice on that game. I'm sorry, man. North Texas thoughts? McBride is kind of a G. I think we're kind of on that point. We're just McBride's a G. Yeah, but I thought Providence didn't cover. I don't know. We took a money line. Anything under, I mean, everybody plays things differently. But I will tell you that if you do the math out historically in college basketball, I don't know. It might be NBA too. But -2 and under, oh, yeah, I got to flip the board. -2s and under, it's more profitable to take the money line. 2.5, 3, I don't know. I think it's like questionable, but I take it up to generally 3, but always up to 2.5. I'll always take the money line. So you saw like Utah Valley, you'll generally see it on the board. You'll never see like I'll take the points sometimes in close games, like UC Davis last night, which should have covers a lot of times in the world. Just really tough variance last night. It's tough. But that's my answer for what the fuck was the question? Chad the Dad, what's up, dude? I don't know. Mad respect, brother. You've come a long way. Yeah, it wasn't like I was struggling. Yeah, I was as non-struggling as being a fucking, druggie as you can be. I had a good job and stuff, luckily. Till I decided to quit it. Okay. Fucking Saturday. Oh. Yo, I might take like a 3-minute break. Yeah, I did a lot of work. I fucking was up till like 4:30 last night. Hold on, I'm gonna move for a little bit. The kid, I forget who was messaging me. Like 3 or 4 people messaged me for this. Are you in here? But I'm gonna hold on. But I'm gonna fucking move for a second. Okay. I tried to put dots next to spots I know I really want to take. Let me get the fucking magnets from the other side. All right. Thoughts on this Illinois team after? I think we might have to be out on Illinois at some point, right? Like if they're just based their 3-point shooting like competition. And if they're hitting their threes, then they look good. If not, they really can't beat anybody. So I don't know. Bryce McGowan's for 30. I guess I can see it. I guess he'll have less resistance than whatever, but I don't see. I mean, Nebraska, can one of those big guys guard Keegan Murray? Providence covered in. Yeah. Providence was the right side in that game. I don't want to hear about it. If you watch Xavier play over the last few months, don't fucking tell me fucking Xavier was the right side in that game. Don't do it. Because we will never see eye to eye on anything. I'm a Wisco fan, but I wouldn't trust them in Jersey, Mike's Arena. They're playing for the Big Ten title, man. I trust them more. I don't love them, but I'm not taking Rutgers in that spot. The combo guards get special things done. Those two playing for a conference title or a share of it, regular season, I have to lean that way. I cannot be on Rutgers there. We always choke. Yeah, I don't think Johnny and Brad Davison are going to choke. I also love fucking what's-his-face, Chucky Hepburn. I'm a huge Chucky Hepburn guy. Monster Chucky Hepburn guy. It's what happens to Wisconsin fans. You didn't have Chucky Hepburn and Johnny Davis then. You have any futures for Final Four winner? I do not, brother. If anything, I would look at Duke and take Duke, but I doubt the price is good enough. And, oh my God, we're back to today's slate. St. Louis, I think it's basically a matchup of offensive. You have to, in your head, Russ Bus, I would say, do I want Yuri Collins and Gibson Jimerson? I don't know why I always want to call him Jim Jimerson, like a fucking cartoon in my head. Do you want Yuri Collins plus they're going to have a good defensive matchup on him with either Burton or Gustafson? I think both can play Jimerson well, make it difficult for him. Do you want that on one side? Or on the other side, do you want I think Gustafson and Burton kind of have a big job on both ends. So it's going to be a lot. Do you believe in Tyler Burton? If you don't think he's enough, St. Louis is probably, I don't know who's in better form. I think they both kind of Neither are playing very well. Tennessee at home versus Auburn. All right. Let's move into I don't know about Harvard Princeton, but I wouldn't want to take any over with them. That team stinks, bro. That team is so limited offensively. Isn't it like one player? Yeah, I'm on West Virginia. All right, so I'm gonna try and theoretically like whatever the lines would be in my head beforehand on ones where it looks like I can figure it out. Or not ones I can figure it out, but ones I have a solid read on, so I'm not just leading you astray. Because I'll be honest, I got a bunch of messages about this last night. I've been promising it, so I did it. I was super. My mom might be watching. Whatever. I'm not gonna say what happened before, but then I smoked a doob and did this. So until like 4 a.m. So we're gonna have to weed through a couple of them. So chat, be active. But let me run through. My mom says she pokes her head in from time to time. Can't be talking about it. But I had a good night. Okay. I'm just going to run through however it is on this. But at this point, I'm not touching Michigan State with a 20-foot pole. I think Travion Williams, matchup-wise, especially if Malik calls out, very little that they can do. Very little that they can do. Wait, I'm here. Who are you? Oregon at home against USC. Damn it. I know, Elijah. God damn it. The way the guard play is so unsteady on USC. It's scary. You know, I love my USC, how badly I wanted to have USC on this board. I wrote down USC and got disgusted with myself when I wrote it down. I started fucking giving myself a little fucking slap on the hiney. I was like, stop it. Stop it. Being a child. So yeah, Oregon or nothing. It sucks. Oregon is not good basketball. It makes me angry. Okay. Who the fuck is Duquesne playing? How are they on the board? They're playing URI. That's why. And if this is like, I would personally make this like a 4, even with how bad Duquesne is playing. That's how little I respect URI. Because at least there's some big men on Duquesne, and Duquesne's big men have a good matchup, like easily stepping out. He's going to pull those big loafs out. Like there's a lot of matchup advantages in this game for Duquesne. Nobody should be fucking taking Duquesne. You really should be. This is like, you know what? This is one of those irresponsible ones like Green Bay yesterday, who ended up covering annoyingly. And Portland State won. The Leans did really well yesterday, annoyingly. You would have made a lot of money if you just took those. But so you don't do this to people. This is a mean thing to do to people, this Duquesne one. But that's what I'd make the line at some point, right? Purdue over Michigan State. How are people? What can you do? But the thing is, I'm not laying over like I'd take a money line, but I wouldn't take anything over like realistically. It's like a minus 150 is 60% implied odds, right? So in your head, it's like I need to give myself like realistically, these Purdue guards, if you're taking this, fucking listically, Arkansas wins, they're bringing the actual rapper of their hype song. That's sick. Yo, that's why Musselman and shit actually get some stuff done. I got Arkansas on the board. I got Arky on the board. At the physical advantages of it. Note actually has a lot of their guards in general have a lot of physical advantages in that matchup, especially without Ty Washington. Even if Ty Washington plays, really doesn't matter, does it? You can have like Mintz and shit fucking guard Note. That would be hilarious. Can you imagine Davian Mintz trying to guard JD Note? How awesome would that be? So Purdue, realistically, I'm not taking anything above like a minus 135. Just realistically for me, because I don't trust Purdue's guards as far as I can throw them. I don't trust Michigan State's guards as far as I can throw them. But God damn it, where's like a that's really bad looking. I gotta find someone to wipe it. All right, anybody got thoughts on those? Your mom don't like when you smoke? No, I was gonna talk about what I was doing before I smoked. I don't like talking about getting blowjobs when my mom could be watching. That would generally that's like a rule for me. All right. Minus 135 max for me. I tried to put the dots next to ones I definitely want to play. Eric Hunter and Thompson blow with you there. I mean, just zero progression out of either of them during their college basketball careers. I feel like those two basically just like played video games all of college. Like I don't think they did anything. I have no idea what they did. So I'll go. Yeah, I think you can play Purdue up to like minus 135. Give yourself 15 cents on like 60%. You can feel pretty comfortable. That's like a good investment regardless. Even if they have a complete meltdown, you're like, that's a fine investment. NC State, I don't want to take it, but I fucking wouldn't take UNC on the road nowadays with an absolute gun. Like what? Why? Why do things like that? Why don't you take Maryland on the road too? You should take them on the road, take UNC on the road, take Maryland on the road, take West Virginia on the road. There's a lot of these teams that, wow, get into West Virginia. And I'm not disrespecting Huggy Bear anymore. Can I see your board again for today, please? Not sure on the name yet. I feel like, yeah, I see you, brother. Hold on. I don't love Boise, by the way. Whoever just said King Ant love Boise, I like Boise. I can't love just because, dude, Bryce Hamilton's the best fucking guard in that game. Let's not sweat about this. Let's not get this two ways from Sunday. Bryce Hamilton's the best scorer in that game. Although matchup-wise, yes, Boise State. Any physical team like that against UNLV and Jordan McCabe. You ever come across Jordan? Does Jordan McCabe, since you like college basketball, ever pop up on your TikTok, by the way? It's hilarious. And you watch him play basketball, it's like, yep, that matches. That's right. Okay, you good? Not sure on the name yet, kid? So I can flip back. You got any real quick questions? I'll just do a quick brush. I'll do it in a haiku. You got any? Not a haiku, but I can do spoken word. You got anything? Or just give me the wave off so I can move on. Northwestern matches up good. Celtics 360. I think that Penn State matches up good. What do you like about the matchup for Northwestern? Let's talk about this. I like that. North Texas tomorrow. Got to be -4, right? Against Louisiana Tech. It's pretty sharp. I bet you it is right around there. And I bet you people pull it down to 3.5 and we have a little tug of war or something like that. 3.5, 3. People believe in Louisiana Tech. Those guards, you want to talk about guards that never became anything. Let's talk about Louisiana Tech. Oh, and let's talk about Cam Winter, huh? That's my bad on the look alive with Cam Winter against a special group of guards when knowing that Cam Winter just hasn't put the work in or something. We had Cam Winter pegged. I bet him and Paul Scruggs must get trained by the same offseason guy. He just brings in rows of whores. You from Cali? No, I'm from Jersey. Okay. Let's see. I got to bring this back up. Just volume of scoring compared to Penn State. Not much trust in either. I don't know. I mean, who can light it up better than Lundy in that matchup? And then, like, if you can get Sessoms initiating some things or Lundy initiating some things, I'm not sure he's better than Pickett either. So I'm not sure about that. Nance is playing. Can have a good day. Agree with you there. Can you turn the board around again, please, Ralph Robertson? Yes, I can, but I'm going to move on to West Virginia. Let's talk about West Virginia versus Texas. Bro, we disrespected West Virginia. That's our bad. I don't trust this Texas team to go in there and get this dub. I love that play. I never thought I'd like that play like that. And Taz Sherman now, instead of having a bad matchup against Brockington, which he did have a bad game, now he has a good matchup. Hey, by the way, new people that are hopping in, I got to put a fucking thing on this. Like, I've been losing a lot on UFC lately. A lot. Oh, you fuck, Ralph. You sick fuck. You're a sick fuck. You are a sick fuck. Did you know you could? I really like Manhattan. I really don't like any team that Jose Perez is on, actually. Okay, West Virginia over Texas. Yeah, I just think good matchup for Taz Sherman to have a really good game. Even Sean McNeil can have a decent game with the lapses in perimeter defense that Texas is accustomed to. The Osaboyan set up for a big game versus like soft ass Bishop and Mitchell and whoever inside. That's a good matchup for West Virginia. If they're gonna if you're gonna get a decent dub against a weak Texas team that's overrated, I would need for these. This is going to end up being like a pick'em or something. This NC State game, and I'm going to end up saying fuck it. That's just for people that want to say it, but I bet you it's like a pick'em. I really don't. I would need you'd have to give me like plus 150 to hop onto Kevin Keats right now, who should lose his job because he stinks at coaching. Basically, CJ Bryce literally got this man. I hope he's giving him residual checks, CJ Bryce, because everything this man has seems to be from that. No, okay, I'm being crazy. I like Sean, man. Sean who? 8-1. What does that mean? Malik Curry Day, Old Dominion. Did I put them on here? Who are they playing? I was thinking possibly Old Dominion. Oh, Malik Curry, West Virginia. Sorry, he came from Old Dominion. I don't know who Old Dominion's playing on Saturday, but I was thinking of taking them. Sean McNeil. I'm an idiot. You really like Sean McNeil? Do you go there? Why? What makes you? Do you owe him something? Did you have to say that? Are you okay, 8-1? Does somebody have a gun to your head? Does Sean McNeil have a gun to your head, Aiden McNeil? Oh, nice, Nick Latore. One of my best friends went to West Virginia. Wait, 8-1. Just type I'm okay, please. Sean McNeil, hey, we like him, Sean McNeil. I think West Virginia, I'm definitely going to have money on West Virginia. I'll put a sushi on there. I have to. Going to be popping in Morgantown. Yes, Ruda. Hey, Nick Latore, bring us to victory. Bring us to victory. What's up, Casey Merrill? Jalen Bridges, I wish Jalen Bridges evolved more this year. At the very beginning of this year, Nick Latore, I was talking about how Jalen Bridges needs to evolve more. And I thought he'd become a huge part of the offense. Take a huge disrespecting RJ Cole. Now you're disrespecting Sean. Bro, what conference are we talking about, Aiden Wine? If we were talking about not even the WCC, because they'd have to play inside. What conference if we were talking about? If we were talking about the Big Sky, I'd be raving about RJ Cole and Sean McNeil. I'd be like, fucking these two guys are dominant. you can't stop them. I just live in a world where the sun goes up and then it's replaced by the moon and we do it all over again. He played great at the end of last year. I don't know what happened. I thought after McBride got drafted, McBride was like an awfully large portion of that team. An awfully large portion. I'm not sure what's been happening with Osaboyan and Huggy Bear behind the scenes too, because I thought Osaboyan would kind of just be on the floor as much as possible, identity kind of thing, whatever lapses he has, it's made up for by the toughness and the identity he's going to bring us for the whole season. So I don't know what's going on there, but this is the spot. I don't believe in that Texas team at all. I do kind of like the guards and stuff, but before Chris Beard got there and stuff, I just think there's a lot of karma coming down the pipeline from Mr. Beard. OK State versus Oklahoma. This is at Oklahoma, I believe. That's why I put it on the board, because I think with the way Oklahoma's been playing recently, they're going to give us a good price in a game where, if you realistically think about it, talent for talent, even factoring in what happens on the road, we're going to get Oklahoma State at a dog price. That's stupid. Carr is overrated. Yes. Nice, Nick Latore. Nice. Thanks, Midnight Titan. So we're going to get Oklahoma State. West Virginia, we're going to probably get a dog price too. I bet you we get a +1 or something. I would take West Virginia up to realistically -2.5. I just money line them. I would take it up to that, and I would end up money lining it. I think they win that game a pretty high percentage of the time, but we're giving up the guard edge a little bit. Great spot. We love in the Raging Cajun money line. Yeah, I think there's a decent amount of variance. I'm taking the money line only because I think there's a decent amount of variance in the outcome. I think it's a 55-45 game. We'll see. I would definitely read my my little paragraph on it, because I kind of give both sides, and it's what you're walking into, just trying to give information to people. It's some I went to the Asian store because I had to get I'm on a carnivore diet, so I'm doing only like fruit, meat, fucking organs, all this shit. I'm trying it. So I went to get sick fruits. Like I got mad dragon fruits. I got all kinds of other shit. And I got some like fucking green tea, plum tea shit that's fucking delicious. I randomly got it one time when it was on sale near the front. And I was like, fucking, I love this. So whenever I go, I get myself one. Just one. So Oklahoma State, if you give me up to like +3, fucking I'm taking money line. I think they went out, right? And I think there's a huge talent edge. I think Oklahoma's kind of thrown their best punches recently. Rivalry game. Oklahoma State give you a reason to give a shit. They're not just going to completely get dog walked by this fucking Oklahoma team. Still no. I just got fucking suspended for bullying? Who am I bullying? What? Oh my God. Yeah, I guess so, Prosser. We are. Dude, fucking, I literally say, you want to know what's hilarious, dude? So I literally said that thing like, I'm not fucking talking about blowjobs or whatever with my mom potentially watching. My mom literally just texted me, your live ended. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. All right, let me just type just continuing on YouTube. I'm going to run through these because I'm going to record this anyway so people can watch it. That's freaking hilarious. Dude, do you know why, bro? I keep getting banned from things and reported. Like even my posts, I'm just giving away free content. How can I be getting reported? I'm so confused. I have to move to like, I guess, Twitch. People keep saying that, and I'm going to have to because I keep getting banned from things. And I don't know why. I don't do anything. Am I too crude, bro? Yeah, well, this is the world, I guess. That's hilarious. Twitch is the way to go. I know, but I feel like a lot of the people are older, and I'm not sure if they know how to use Twitch. Like if they just have to tap on the thing, and TikTok is already saying like you just go in. Like even though I know how to use TikTok Live. So, all right, we'll see. I guess I can realistically timestamp this and make this easy for people. I just smoke a couple doobies and figure out a way to timestamp this thing to help people. So, all right, let's roll. We'll continue going through. I'd take Oklahoma State up to like fucking +3, and I would just end up. I mean, I always end up taking the money line on everything. That's my game. So I'm gonna end up taking Oklahoma State because it's gonna be ridiculous. They're gonna be a dog against Oklahoma, and it's a rivalry game. There's an absolute absurd disparity in talent. Bryce Thompson's starting to play too, which is nice. I'm taking a shot at Northern Illinois money line. Not going to end up putting that on my sheet or anything. I think they beat Buffalo. Still watching that last game. Fucking Northern Illinois, 1 or 2 less mistakes, and you're going to win this game. I don't think Buffalo's that good. Jonathan Williams went like crazy again. Is this guy just going to go crazy every game? He's some NBA player or something. I have no idea. I'm going to end up taking a crazy shot because it's at Buffalo, so it's going to end up being some crazy shot. I think Northern Illinois is going to win. I just do. Dayton. Who the fuck is Dayton playing? CJ Prosser, you're basically running the show now, bro. It's 3 of us in here. What's up with you in Northern Illinois? I don't know what my infatuation with Trendon Hankerson is. I honestly don't know, brother. That's a great question. Wow. What a turd for TikTok for kicking me off. That really grinds my gears a little bit. I fucking just broke down 1 million games. You're going to boot me, kids? Oh, they're playing LaSalle. Yeah, there's no way we have enough inside to my friend goes there and he thinks they stink. A lot of people do. It's not the prettiest basketball on the entire planet. I mean, you gotta give it to the world, whoever says that. That's truth. That's truth. So I think individually there's a lot of talent on that team. Like a lot of talent on that team. It is ugly basketball a lot, but they're consistently there at the end of games with people. Even even 1 or 2 less mistakes, and you're right there last game. It's just the same thing. So 1 or 2 less mistakes, you just played them. There's going to be a few less turnovers. I'm going to take the money line, a huge money line on them. I think they win. Dayton over LaSalle, just such a freaking giant advantage inside. The lack of discipline from LaSalle, I'm going to end up on Dayton. I'll end up on Dayton somehow because the lack of discipline from LaSalle opens up so many doors, makes it much easier. I don't care. I'm taking Northern Illinois money line no matter what, by the way. It's going to be like plus 1,100 or something, whatever it is. Dayton, monster advantage inside, lack of discipline from guards makes it easier for Dayton's guards away from home. They're super young, but easier spot for them, easy offense with less resistance. I'll take Dayton. I think I'd probably take them up to like, it's going to be a shitty line. It's going to end up like being, this might be out of play because I really don't want them above -7. Really, either way. So I'll lay 7, and I don't feel like awesome about it anyways. They're still a young team. Crazy games called for that, but they're better in crazy games. LaSalle in crazy games is crazy. Arkansas over Kentucky. At this point, trust in Arkansas enough. Kentucky hasn't been playing good basketball for now a few games. They had to come back against LSU. That's not wonderful. But Jalen Williams is awesome. He's awesome. I think he's enough to combat inside with fucking Tshiebwe. And I'll take the guard play, size, the athleticism. I don't know how they're going to keep him out of the lane and getting from what they want in the hole. Because even if they bring back, like you bring back Savon Wheeler, that doesn't help in this match. He's going to get run over. And Ty Washington's super young. So just like guard play at home makes it really tough for me. I have to lean at Arkansas. Arkansas has kind of proven themselves, CJ Prosser. I like that take. Arkansas has kind of proven themselves. You're not wrong. So maybe I'll end up with some Arkansas. That's an interesting one. Who's Davidson playing? I love this Davidson play. Fordham. All right, everybody's been high on Fordham lately. They can struggle to score just in general, but without Quisenberry, I mean, they obviously don't have Day anymore, yada, yada. They can struggle to score, especially on the road. Now, before, only way they lose is if Oscar has 20 and 20. I feel like he can have that, and Arkansas can still win. Arkansas can put up a lot of points. Arkansas can drop 80 on your head like it's nothing. Now JD Noti's playing better too. So I think they can drop as many points as they want. If Arkansas hangs 95 on them, I'd be like, yeah, guess so. So I kind of like Arkansas more the more I talk about it. So, yeah. What would I line it at? I'd take Arkansas up to like, I think they're going to end up probably lining it at like a -2.5, a -3. But I'd take it up to like 4. Arkansas is so dumb at the end of games, though. That's so difficult to want to lay that with them. Like, you'd so much rather have a money line with them because they're just so dumb at the end of games sometimes. So, Davidson at home against Fordham, I'd make this like a massive spread because Foster Lawyer, no Foster Lawyer, what you saw in that Duquesne game is actually super positive for Davidson in the long term because they didn't have Foster Lawyer and him taking all these stupid shots and him to like bail out in some way, shape, or form. So they really had to play a lot of team basketball, like Huffman driving, kicking, Lee playing really well. I liked Brockovich playing well. I liked everybody looked good. Jones hitting the threes from outside. I liked that version of them. That looked a lot more like the beginning of the season. I only think I could take, yeah, agreed, Prosser, about Arkansas. Just because why? So ML only, I agree. I think this Davidson line should be fucking huge. I would take this up to like, I think they're just going to absolutely dog walk them. Just such good offense. Like the offense is starting to return to what Davidson looked like before. They're going to want to keep that going into the tournament end of season. I would take this up to like -15. Anything under -15, I'll take. Don't really just feel like playing. Like, what's the point of playing? Hopefully there's respect for Fordham out there after what they've been doing a little bit recently. You give me like a 13.5, something like that. I'd take it up to like 15.5. How about that? 15.5. Why? What's with those 5s? It's like I have a problem. Kennesaw State, I saw they're like a big dog. Is this against Liberty, right? I'm pretty sure. I would only be on this side. It just feels wide to me. Kennesaw's been playing really well, and Liberty just fucking hasn't. For sure hasn't. Yeah, this is wide. So, like, I'll take anything. If you give me I would personally make it. Oh, I forgot. This is what I'm doing. Like what I would personally make it, not what if you give me. Shit. Yeah, I would personally make Arkansas like -4. But this, I'd make like, this is like a -20. This is -20. I guess realistically, you really can take it. They're just going to fucking dog walk them. It's going to be so ugly. Kennesaw State, this is literally like a +7. This is like exactly a +7. I bet you it's right near it. So anything like +10 and above, I'll take Kennesaw State. Virginia Tech, Miami, I just think is a matchup advantage for Virginia Tech, in my opinion. I think that like the way Isaiah Wong is playing is going to let Virginia Tech off the hook in a lot of ways. Just those kind of shots are just going to be like, those are ones that we could be doing a lot more effective things with McGusty and stuff like that. Charlie Moore also not going to super punish. So, like, you really let Couture and Storm Murphy off the hook in a lot of ways in this matchup. The big men, like, if there is, Wardenberg, we've said Wardenberg's playing at a very high level right now. If there's some combination or a guy that I think is crafty enough to get him in foul trouble, stuff like that, I mean, Mutz and Alum are fucking awesome. They're both playing well. Watch the end of that Virginia Tech game. I think Georgia Tech's playing well. I'm afraid to take Notre Dame against them. I would be afraid to take Notre Dame against Georgia Tech this weekend. But I thought that was solid as hell. The end of game offense from Virginia Tech and stuff too, I was completely fine with, even with that little rough stretch in there at one point. No way. CJ Prosser. I went to school with Storm Murphy, was at our crosstown rivals school. Oh, that's fucking cool, man. What was the rep on him like? That could be some interesting information. Good guy, bad guy, cocky guy, cool guy. So Virginia Tech, this is at Miami, right? Or is this where is this game? I was a little bakey last night when I did this. So where is this game? Had Iowa State, Kansas State game I didn't ever read on. That was really tough to me. Yeah, it's at Miami. This game is a pick'em, in my opinion. Probably so. I would even shade it to like Virginia Tech with the matchup and how Virginia Tech's been playing. Cool, very humble guy. I like that out of Storm Murphy. I was going to make it a pick'em. It just became a -1. I would make this -1. Any dog money with Virginia Tech, I can't hate on it. I like Miami, though. I don't like playing against my teams. I like Miami. Big Miami guy. Oh, that's sick. Dude, him in pickup ball must be impossible because you don't have the athleticism to do anything about it. What do you do? What do you do? Just watch him take shots? So I go VTech -1 personally. I'd make the line. I want that Davidson. I've watched too many Davidson games recently. I feel like you have a good peg on what they're trying to do. I want Davidson for sure. Clemson, I like the matchup against BC. I'll take the guard play and everything like that. Is Tyson going to be back at some point? But I feel like I'm going to end up getting a good line here because of the fact I get Langford's back. Whatever, dude. Collins is fine against him. I like the matchup with either of them against I'll take the guard play in the spot. I know I'm going to end up getting a dog price where no matter what, Clemson should be favored at. I think it should probably be Clemson just won. We asked Clemson, hey, you have a plus matchup against a good Wake Forest team here. Can you get the job done? They dominated the whole game. Now, if you get any dog price on Clemson against Boston College, I think it's a must take. I will be taking it. I think Clemson should probably be like a -3. Any short favorite dog price on Clemson, I'll be on. Bodie, what's up, dude? I got the boot. Kid. I got suspended from live streaming again. He is way too quick, but he's only 5'9", 5'10", CJ Prosser. Yeah, but I mean, he can shoot the lights out too. Like, how do you guard him? Okay, Auburn, Tennessee. Somebody asked about this on the live stream. We said we get into it. I think Auburn's winning this game. These are not the type of guards that you need to beat Auburn are big, long defenders like LSU's. If you rewatch that game, we took LSU money to that line that game, not fucking Brandon Murray ruled out like 10 seconds before game time or beginning of the year. Fucking LSU walks into Auburn and wins. Brandon Murray is the most important player on the freaking LSU team. If they only had Brandon Murray and no Eric Gaines, I bet you things would be a lot better. I don't like to be mean. Is that what I'm getting kicked off for? Is that considered bullying when I say something like that? Is that why I'm getting booted off of TikTok when I just say I don't like the way somebody plays or I don't like someone that's bullying? Auburn, you need big guards to blanket them, make them make poor decisions. That's not Tennessee. Tennessee just has a bunch of quickness. Wendell Green's quick. These guys can defend those guys. So I think Auburn should crush this Tennessee team. I absolutely agree, CJ Prosser. I don't think it's going to be that close of a game. I think they're going to turn them over a lot, and I think Auburn's going to kill them. I'm going to be on Auburn. They got a little dot next to them. I'm going to be on Auburn. You know what? I'm going to end up being on Auburn. Heavy. Probably heavy. I'm going to need, realistically, it's going to be interesting to see where the market lines this. If Auburn's a road favorite in this spot, you fucking know that you just know that the books absolutely agree with you and they're begging people to take Tennessee. I realistically think it's going to open up somewhere with like Tennessee as a short favorite, like a -2 or something, and you're immediately going to see Auburn money come in. I would line this kind of similarly in the Clemson spot. I don't believe – the problem is I believe in Ziegler, but I don't really believe in the rest of the that team that much. But I realistically, I'm kind of same thing, like a field goal on the road. Makes a lot of sense from Auburn with me. I'll take pictures of this and put it up on Instagram and shit after if you can't see that well. Prosser, do we think Guy, we only say Papa Pedro. All right. Air Force against New Mexico just felt like a spot where I feel like this should be like a +7. I feel like I'm going to get like a 10 or something like that. Just like the things Air Force does right, being a bunch of older, experienced kids playing their last days of basketball versus everything New Mexico does wrong, how checked out New Mexico's looked recently. I understand this game can get ugly quick. I think this is like traditionally and what should be, because they're not going to get as rattled by the pit as some other teams. So I think that should realistically be like a 7. You know what? We could be cheeky and put a 7.5. I realistically, that's what, if I was working at the sports book, that's what I would line it at. I'd say even right now, I'd say 7.5. And let people dance and take that New Mexico. You take it. That's what I would say. Samford versus, because it's at New Mexico, by the way, at the pit. Samford versus Tennessee. Chattanooga is a spot I'm taking no matter what. I talked about that when we talked about Samford the other day. I think Quez Glover's playing unbelievable. It's a little worrisome that now Silvio D'Souza and stuff are back. So Dye, if you watched that Furman game, Dye's not going to get as many easy buckets inside with that crafty shit like that. There's just going to be too much athleticism. He's going to probably have to step out a little bit more, a little more reliant on Quez Glover's shoulders, some of the guard shoulders. I think he can get it done. I think Quez Glover they turn over Malachi Smith, even though they're at Tennessee Chattanooga. I think it's a game Tennessee Chattanooga are already clinching, doesn't care about as much. Quez Glover has something to prove. I'm the best guard in this conference, not you. Oh, Smith will dominate offensively. Okay, we're still talking about Auburn. I thought you were saying Malachi Smith. I would have loved to have a Vescovia's defensive liability. Yup. I think he's a liability in a lot of ways. I don't think he's very good. I really haven't liked him since he got there, like halfway through the season or whatever, and then just started taking every shot whenever that was, like a year or two ago. He literally just showed up halfway through the season when it's like, I'm going to take like 15 shots a game. And everybody was like, dude, but you're not good at shooting. And he was like, but I want to shoot. I think this is like a Quez Glover, fuck you, motherfucker kind of game. I would personally line this at like a you got to give the respect to Tennessee Chattanooga at home. I assume this has got to be Baptiste Senior Day. So you got to get that kind of respect. You give me anything better than I would give you. I think they're like generally even teams given the spot. I think they're basically even. If they're playing on neutral, I would make it a pick 'em. I'll take anything +3 or better. I'll take in this spot. Yeah, Bodie, I'll move. All right, you know what? Here, take a peek real quick, and I'll push it closer and take a peek. Let me breathe for a second since I'm just running through. I never just talk this much through. But we're like halfway through, and I'm moving, so I can keep the rhythm going. Hold on. How do I get that? Where is that light coming from? Oh. You know what? Give me 1 sec. Now I'm going to take a bong rip. You did it, buddy. It's your fault. It's your fault, buddy. Well, I like Sam Houston and Grand Canyon. I kind of do from a matchup perspective, but I don't want to really take them on the road at Grand Canyon. I didn't hate it, though. I was looking at it. CJ. You good, Bodie? I think it's okay. Charleston. Who are you playing? Drexel? Yeah, fucking size, athleticism, serious problems. Elijah, brother, it's ones I'm going to end up taking no matter what, probably. Like, those are games I'm, like, really like. So I'm starting to I just put Auburn because I really like Auburn in that spot, and I know I'm going to get him as a dog at least open. I'll have my finger on the trigger. Okay. Where are we? Charleston playing at Drexel. Yeah, there's just such a massive physicality, size advantage. Charleston's just proven to us they can win a few times on the road. They're probably going to continue winning here. I don't like the way Cameron Winter's playing at all. The fact that down the stretch they're going to like Amari Williams inside over and over and over again against UNCW. I get you have the matchup advantage inside. Dude, you guys, like, you can't even get the ball inside. You're just turning the ball over and shit. Terrible. With a senior point guard, terrible. Absolutely terrible, disgusting. I haven't trusted CFC as they continue to win. They just stick on the leans list forever. Guess they'll just die on the leans list for us because I probably won't end up taking it. But I think big matchup advantage for Charleston, in my opinion. I should put something next to – no matter what, I'm going to end up taking some Samford, even if it's a little bit. I'm just so freaking – I should do a green one. I'm so freaking high on Quez Glover. It's ridiculous at this level. Like, this kid shouldn't be playing at this level, but he's small. I think Sam Houston will win straight up or at least keep it within 3. I don't, like, disagree, but I haven't watched Sam Houston enough to trust their ball handling versus, like, a perimeter defense like Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon had some serious perimeter defense. Let's not get it twisted. So, I think realistically, with this kind of matchup, this is a pick 'em. Especially with how Drexel's playing. I might even go Charleston favored, but it's kind of ridiculous with Demetrius Underwood on the team to say something like that. But I think that should be a pick. UVA, oh my God, this is such a dog walk spot versus Florida State, versus the children on Florida State. Caleb Mills against UVA. And that defense, just a lot of the shooting's gone too. This is a problem without Polite and Mills. I think this should be like a -20. Like, I literally think this is like a Florida State scores like 25 points in the game kind of thing. It's a wonderful spot. I'll go -25. That's kind of ridiculous. Okay. Not let this fall completely off the rails here. Realistically, probably like -15. It's fucked up. This is a fucked up matchup without real people on the team. So, probably should end up sushiing them. I don't know where that other guy went. All right. Indiana State over Illinois State. I think it's going to end up being a really good buy low spot on Indiana State in the game. Realistically, yeah, their end of game offense has been really bad. So is Illinois State. Illinois State doesn't even have a freaking coach now. Kind of like a lost season. Little something for Indiana State. Get a little nugget at the end of the season. They do have a good coach. He's going to be pushing them to do so. They have some good leadership on this team and guys like Bledson. Maybe not the most talented guys in the world, but they do have good leadership. This is a spot I want to be on in some way, shape, or form as well. Probably smaller, so the green light, yellow light, that kind of thing, maybe. But realistically, it should be like a -1 or something. Wagner versus Bryant, good matchup. I think Bryant is wild. Illinois State is awful, CJ. I agree. I think that's a really good spot. I like that spot a lot. Actually, let's put a sushi there. I really like that Indiana State spot because they're way more the type of team, especially with a freaking head coach in the future. They're way more the team to put up a fight and give a shit. Vance Jackson, worst defender in D1 after Creasa for ECU. That's hilarious. Tristan Newton is the story of that game for me. Oh, shit. How did they get it? Wrong one. I just skipped one. Good call. East Carolina. Yeah, this is a look alive for me. They're not losing this game. I'm just telling you. Tristan Newton is starting to take over as a player you really need to watch here. That's a look alive spot for me. I think they end up getting it done. I agreed. When I looked at it, there could be some problems matchup-wise in terms of that. But ECU, now that they have they integrated Suggs back in, when they have Suggs, their offense looks pretty good, and they can hit down enough open shots. I think ECU can do enough against this Tulsa defense. Whatever zone looks are thrown at them, they'll be able to do something against that. I like East Carolina to win this game. This is the kind of game where they've progressed enough this season to win, in my opinion. I'm going to look to live East Carolina for sure. I think just Wagner has enough perimeter defense to make life really tough on Peter Kiss in a big game for the conference, right? Regular season conference versus Bryant. Wagner lost like, hey, fucking FDU. I said FDU. Man, they didn't. They don't. I didn't take them. I just leaned it. They went outright. That's annoying. Wagner is kind of that team. It's going to be close no matter what. So if you really like Wagner or something, they get up big, you can just hedge off. So actually, I don't do hedging. Yeah, I don't know. Can't help you there. But I like the perimeter defense against Peter Kiss because I think Bryant is basically Peter Kiss. So lean Wagner. Bowling Green's going to win this game. I forget which shit can they're playing, but in case it is a close game, I don't really want to lay a lot of points with them. But just in case you see a close game with Bowling Green against, I believe, like Western Michigan, just take Bowling Green. They're not losing to the shit cans known as Western Michigan. Too much shooting at home. Too many guards. And those are guards I kind of want to buy in the future. I don't know what the problem is at Bowling Green. I'm going to have to end up doing a deep dive after the season on these fucks. Santa Clara, the buck ends here for them against Portland. I'm sorry. I love Portland. Thanks for getting us money last night. The buck ends here. I didn't watch it, but I was just following Portland's little Twitter page, Portland basketball's Twitter page, where they were posting all the highlights and or Pacifics maybe. Yeah, Moses Wood, dude. Decisions. That did not need to be that close. I said if Moses Wood plays a good game, they can just run away with it. That guy makes some crazy decisions. Meadows kind of, I don't know, not playing as well now either. Robertson missed a bunch of key free throws down the stretch. So that team is starting to, the end is near. I don't really want to, I'm not sure I want to like slam it, but Santa Clara is kind of a team I trust. They do take a lot of poor shots, but they're going to have a massive athleticism advantage here. Like, what are they going to do against Williams? At Clara, yeah, Elijah. Can't fade Portland. I understand, but dude, what can you do? Wagner, I think the game's at Bryant. I would realistically make this like -2. Bowling Green against them should probably be like a -8. Santa Clara, yeah, this should be pretty wide. This should be like a -9. Like, I'm just being honest. I think this should be something like that. Dude, who's going to cover Williams? And Moses Wood being such an airhead and taking so many stupid shots makes life so much easier on Parker Braun. It's a pretty awesome matchup for Santa Clara, in my opinion. I don't really want to get in front of the Portland train either. That's why there's no sushi next to it yet. Don't like to catch falling knives. Like, don't like to try and really peg peaks. You know what I mean? But that's a good matchup, man. Think about Williams. Is just going to have no answers, just drive over and over and over again every play. And it's just, you can't be stopped. Abilene Jesus versus Sam Houston. I like these, or not versus Sam Houston, versus fucking Stephen F. Austin. I like the guards. This is gonna. I would realistically make this like a 2. I have respect. For Stephen F. Austin. They are gritty. I like Ken Samil. There's going to be some advantage on the inside, but I think we're going to have the advantage on the perimeter. And I think Portland will be +8. That's a good amount of points. Yeah, I put it at 9, so there's not a ton of value there. So if it does open at -8 for Santa Clara, I probably won't end up with something on it. You open it at like 7, and yes, I'm going to be in on Santa Clara. I'm just going to have to if you give me 2 points in the good matchup spot like that. But I just can't bet against a hot team like Portland if I'm laying double digits. Yeah, I don't necessarily, but I think I'd lay 7. Abilene, Christian. Oh, I just think big guard edge, man. Dude, we have like 3 senior guards. Like that Miller guy is very proven at the end of games to me at this point. I think this is a close-ass game. Anything, if I can get, I think this should be like a +2 or something like that, maybe a 2.5. But if I can get anything more than that, like if you drop some like random 6 on me or something, like some wide spreads that they've been doing in this conference in the old Southie, I'm gonna have to have a piece. So I make this like a 2.5. The guard play is too close for Abilene Christian. They have good guard play, man. They really do. If you hang me, if you give me like a full field goal or more, I'm going to be super tempted. I think St. Bonnie's is an awesome spot. Just saw Wisco sitting lonely down there. Please talk me off of Rutgers at home. They're playing their best ball of the year. I guess if they're playing their best ball of the year, they probably would have beat that shitty-ass Michigan team, no? It was a good spot for Michigan, and Michigan had the matchup advantage. But, I think they might have done something there if they had a little more chutzpah to them. I mean, they just are limited. They're limited, right? Like their 2 best scoring options are probably the 2 most unathletic guys on the team. That's just not super helpful. No reason Rutgers should win that game, but Jersey Mike's arena cannot be messed with. I don't think it's a bad matchup because I think Wisconsin lets Rutgers off the hook for a lot of the lack of athleticism at key spots. So it's not that bad to me. I just think like these guards, man. Like these guards, dude. I just got to do it. These guards to get a job done. They're going for a conference title. Who do I think when I envision in my head at the end of the year? It's like the same thing where it's like, who do I envision at the end of the year? Villanova or Providence? A shitty Villanova team that we wouldn't even take on the road versus UConn, or Providence, a team that's just found ways to win all season. I think eventually Providence gets there. Now, in this kind of matchup, it's like, do I think Wisco, a team that's just like played tough-ass defense, played tough defense, doesn't turn the ball over, awesome guard play, overcomes their deficiencies in terms of physicality and stuff in a very physical league to just win time and time again? Or do I think it's a team like Purdue that can't get out of their own fucking way? And that who I fucking don't even have a sushi next to against Michigan State, dude. Michigan State's a dumpster. So I think Wisconsin. I'm going to go with Wisconsin. I don't think those guards should get it over fucking these Wisconsin ones. So I'm going to lean that way. I don't necessarily think it's a good investment unless I'm getting maybe dog money because I do respect Rutgers. I think it's probably a plus matchup for Rutgers. Realistically, I'd probably make it like this is a pick 'em. Realistically, it's a pick 'em where I think Rutgers wins. I mean, Wisco wins. But realistically, it's a pick 'em. Wisconsin's a better team. Big advantage at the rack. Rutgers has guys to throw at Johnny, in my opinion. Yeah, it's a good matchup for them. They have 2 big guys to throw on them, McConnell or McKay. Both of them. Crowell's made a big improvements. I agree. I don't know if we necessarily have somebody really good to put on Ron Harper. I mean, there's a reason why Rutgers walked into Wisconsin and kind of dominated their asses. I agree, man. I definitely agree. I think matchup-wise, I almost want to lean to like a Rutgers way. I mean, realistically, maybe this should be a little wider. I mean, let's be honest about it. Now that we're talking about it, I don't have no hill I want to die on in this life. I'd like to die in a nice little, where the hell? I have a little scrubber thing, so I don't need to do it with my fingers. But you know what, Elijah? I mean, you're making fucking super valid points. So let's be honest about this and give Rutgers a little bit of edge because they do have the matchup. I'll go 1.5. What do you think about that? How does that sit with you? Realistically. Elijah, get your check. McConnell playing like the Big Ten DPOY. I really like them here. So what would you line it at, Elijah? You let me know. I think Iowa. We'll go over to bodies in a second. You tell me what you think there. I think Northern Iowa is going to end up beating Loyola. I think Loyola is not very good, man. And like the top end ceiling during a game, it's like 2-1 in Northern Iowa's favor. They have so much more talent. It's crazy. I don't think Loyola Chicago is very good. And I don't think take away AJ Green or something like that. Sure. Doesn't matter. I don't really want the ball in his hands anyways. Let Burrow and Carter and stuff score. The Bjorn kid, they have more off the bench. Weirdly enough, I think they have more off the bench. You bring Norris in. Maybe it's kind of like a wash, but that takes away a big Loyola normal advantage. I just think I don't like Northern Iowa. I don't like Loyola Chicago. Not going to bet on this game, but I think Northern Iowa ends up winning. Is that game at Loyola or UNI? I believe it's at UNI. I think that was also a factor that led me into it. So I'd realistically, if it is, I'd make it like -3. Like I think they're basically the same thing, but Northern Iowa's at home. Maybe it has a little more topside potential. Give me -3.5. I think it's -3.5. What did you think about Wisco, Elijah? What did you put it at? Just curious now. Oh, my Rutgers -2. Nice, thank you. Interesting. Okay, I got Wisco plus 1.5. We're fucking right there. I dig it. So let's see. Let's see what it opens at. We can settle there. Northern Iowa all day. Loyola extremely overrated. Absolutely agree. CJ Prosser. Oh, sorry. I can put these up. Oh man, you have good count. Shit. All right. So people that are watching. Okay, sorry. My brain's getting to the end, but we're almost there. I think St. Bonnie's can't lose this game. I don't see a way in the world where St. Bonnie's loses this game. If they lose this game, I gotta start rethinking the way I look at basketball. They're so much more freaking talent. The defensive perimeter security, like that's the story of the game to me. Like St. Joe's not having it on one side, even though Reynolds is kind of a feisty defender a little bit some of the times, but their ball handling on the other end, like either Hall. They're sturdy-ass defenders, if nothing else, who are super experienced. Hall, not going to be able to get in the lane as he wants. Reynolds, not going to be able to get in the lane as he wants. Then Akbiner or whatever is going to have to deal with Asunyi. Even if you win that matchup, the guard matchup is still so swung in the favor that like maybe you cover, but I don't know how the fuck you win. I don't know. This feels like a free square to me. This is like a free square. There's no way Bonnie's loses this matchup. This is like a nuts matchup. I would lay I hate that Bonnie's team. I really don't like Bonnie's. It's fucked up. So it leaves me in a weird place where I'm like, I really love the matchup, but I don't like the team. So I'd realistically make it I think it's honestly like a -8. It's that bad. That's a bad matchup. That's a really bad matchup for St. Joe's, in my opinion. Ball State over Eastern Michigan was a pancake when Ball State played Eastern Michigan at Eastern Michigan. I would line this somewhere in like the thing that scares me about this and why this is just going to end up staying leans is because Farrakhan had a shitty end to the last game, and I think players like him generally will come out and have like a good game the next game. Like you saw Harmon last night had a good game for Utah Valley. That was part of the handicap. Nice to see that happen. I can see Farrakhan coming out and just dropping his nuts on somebody's face and saying, fuck you. That is certainly like a super viable possibility in my head, but I realistically think, and Ball State may be super overvalued now, but I would take this at like -7. If you gave me like a 5 or something, I would take it. That's probably pretty unrealistic. I don't even know why that's on the board. Probably unhelpful. Pacific is playing, I want to say LMU now. The no defense LMU. I thought Pacific looked pretty feisty. Whatever game they played before last, they looked feisty last game, and I watched the one before that. It's at LMU, so we'll probably end up getting a shorter line. At this point, all right, you don't even want to try and play the BYU game where it's so easy for you. It's going to be a lot more difficult for you in this Pacific matchup. They're going to be a lot more tenacious, especially on the board, shit like that. They're just going to punish them on the O boards, punish them with layups, just make life super easy for Pacific. I think Pacific should be a road favorite here, probably like a -2. something like that. I probably will end up because they were super feisty last game. They did push Portland, even if I think Portland's little run is ending. That was impressive. I actually thought that was a pretty impressive game out of Pacific yesterday. Colorado at home against Arizona. I think Colorado has enough size, just enough, and the weird matchups with Baty and stuff like that. There is a world where Baty gets a couple of these fuckers in foul trouble. Tubelis is like a non-factor in this game. They match up with Cloco, make them shoot stuff with hooks and stuff over the top that aren't effective. They can rebound enough. Simpson's playing very, very well. There is a world where Colorado wins this game. CJ Prosser, Pacific should win this game. I agree. Alfonso, 25 ball. Yep. I think he can just do the same thing in this next matchup, Elijah. So I like Pacific a lot there. I'm going to have something there. Colorado. Yeah, I think there's a world where Colorado wins this game. I really do. I was thinking about it last night, and I was like, dude, Arizona's not that good. This line's going to be crazy. I think this is realistically like with how Simpson's playing, I kind of believe in that backcourt long term. There's times in the season where Colorado has looked absolutely amazing. I would make this realistically like a +5, maybe 5.5. But realistically, like a +5, I would go with on Colorado. That's what I would lay it at. I would make the line. Ballo versus Baty. Post-ups make the ground shake. Yeah, dude, I like these matchups. Ballo, I guess I like Ballo. I don't really love him. I kind of like the way they match up, though. I think Baty can seriously do work in this matchup and, like, control a lot of things. He's a senior at home. I'm going to end up with some Colorado. I know it because they're going to throw some disrespectful line like Arizona -9 out there, and I'm going to be forced to. So I'd realistically make it 5. If you want to make it 5.5, I'm not going to sit there and argue with you. My brain's going back and forth, but I'll settle on -5. San Diego State is not losing to UMKC. I don't believe. I haven't been doing great with this UMKC team. I think I've been a little off with them, but I still think that, San Diego State, South Dakota State, if you watch the end of that last game, they were going to lose one, like Absmis and stuff going off. They matched them shot for shot down the stretch. How is this UMKC team going to be the one that ruins the perfect season for San Diego State? South Dakota State. Lots of respect for UMKC in the market. So my thoughts were maybe we'd end up getting a short line here. Like I can get something under 5. So that like my -5 makes me feel better. So I make it like -5. I'd probably make it 5.5. This one I would make 5.5. I'd shade it a little more. I'd be like, look, I'm giving you a hook. If I was a bookmaker, look, I'm giving you a hook. Take it. Come on, take it. Simpson had a great game last time against AZ. A feisty 20 points, I believe. Elijah. My God. What jam? I like him in that matchup too. Yeah, dude. I think Colorado wins that game outright. Oh, let's see. South Dakota. I didn't like the end of that Oral Roberts game. Like the foul at the end of regulation. Like realistically, I guess Oral Roberts really could have beat him. But Oral Roberts, kind of went off from 3 and everything that game. And that was like Max Absmis's like home run of his career kind of game. Whatever. Like my last like hey. Last meaningful real game. So the fact that San Diego State or I gotta put when I put SD State, I keep thinking San Diego. Gotta put like Dak. I know. South Dakota State. The fact that they still won that game is pretty impressive. They're not losing. They're not losing this next game. They're just not doing it. They're not losing to UMKC. They're just not. It's just the way it is. South Dakota, I think, beats Oral Roberts. If you give me a big line on this game, I'll take the money line. So I really only want the money line in this spot out of South Dakota because the thesis of it isn't it's partly on the basis that Oral Roberts is basically checking out. Did O'Banner mean that much to men? Everyone else came back. Yes, he actually did. That is exactly what it is. It is exactly that. O'Banner is a true O'Bannon should be playing in the Big 12. I mean, he actually doesn't really like mentally. I'm not quite sure he plays like he yet. He still takes too many stupid shots, especially in such a like structured thing. Like he'd be playing more minutes if, even with all that other talent there, he'd be playing more minutes if he took better shots. I actually believe that. He's a very, very talented player, dude. And you watch him now versus this year, you're like, and then you kind of think back in your head, it's like all the impressive moments. It's like a lot of that shit was O'Bannon. He was a very, very special player for them. Yes, that was it, man. Because they just don't have it inside now. The Lasis guy, the combination of Lasis, Weaver, and then the Lucille guy can't carry fucking. None of them. People would, hey, Mr. O'Bannon, can I carry your bag, sir? No, get your hands away from him, sir. That's what would happen. No, we can't even carry his gym bag. If you give me South Dakota at anything above, like I would make this with how well South Dakota's been playing. They almost came back after being down massive in the UMKC game. And you give me anything around, like, I line this at like a plus because partly it's like this would be like a sprinkle spot because part of my handicap is the fact that they put so much into that last game, and this is such a bad spot. This is such a fucking terrible spot for Oral Roberts. So realistically, I'd line it around like a -4.5, something like that. It's such a bad spot. South Dakota playing well. Yeah, I think this could end up really bad, especially with the McBride, Absmis, how the last game ended and everything, and with like McBride taking a lot of the last shots and then that foul and what's got to be going through Absmis's head at the end of his career. I'd be pissed. I'd be like, this is some bullshit. So I'll look for it. If they open this at like +8 or something, I'm hammering the money line out of just fucking principle. Kansas versus Baylor. I just can't do it with Baylor, man. No LJ Cryer, no Baylor for me. He's too important. You're asking like Flagler and a couple of children forwards to go up. No JTT, I assume still. You're asking Flagler and some fucking children forwards to go beat. I love those children forwards, both of them, Brown and Sohan, but I can't. I mean, you're going to ask them to beat Kansas, and who I think is like the best scorer in the country, probably. Best probably player in the country in Agbaji. I mean, it's Agbaji or Davis for me, right? Who else can you really put in that conversation on? And for my money, it's Agbaji for me personally. Baylor, Flagler playing unreal right now. Yeah, we like Flagler here. I talk about Flagler all the time. I told you he's the guy on that team. I agree, but I just can't do it, man. I can't do it. I really can't do it. Prosser, what do you mean? Are you saying UC Davis? Is that what that means? Yeah, so I don't really want it because I feel like I should be getting a better price just because of the respect. And I don't think McCormick has been like that good this year. And Lightfoot's been like, I don't even think that guy. He was like not that an impact player before, obviously, but now he's like, it's such a net negative impact. It's bad. Davis with a little bias. Oh, Johnny Davis. Yeah. So now I get it. Yes, I get it. The free throws are the difference for me at the end of games. It's the slightest of differences, but that's it for me. It's the free throws. Okay, so realistically, I'd probably line Kansas at, man, it was a fucking bludgeoning the first game. How are they going to score with them, man? How are they going to score with them? It's going to be really difficult. I think I'd make Kansas like a road favorite, but barely any. I might make it like a -1 or something because then that's 4 points better. Kansas point guards do stink. Nice point, Elijah. There's something about this game that makes me think Baylor's going to win. I know. Is that it? There's fucking something in my head where I'm just like, is Baylor going to win this damn game? Damn it. Baylor's going to win this game, aren't they? I just got to chill down my back when I said that. Fuck. We have to switch the board. Bodie, what's up, kid? What's up, dude? I'm still here for 3 more. We got to do Cal, Boise State, Colorado State. And then I'll answer a couple questions. And then, we're fucking perfect timing, basically. Elijah, damn it. Yes. Oh, God, you're right, dude. Baylor is a good look tomorrow. They're children, but those wings are future NBA players. God damn it, you're right. But they have no one to get them it. That was what I was looking before, but it's at home. No, it's not at home. Oh, it is at home. That's huge. Oh, God, dude, you're a sick bastard. You're right. By the way, the one thing about Arkansas, and the reason why we were saying money line only before Prosser, you know what's making us say that? I just thought about it from this matchup. It's the steadiness of the guard play and the experience of the guard play and the fact that Kentucky has winners and fucking Arkansas doesn't. I don't really want Arkansas, to be completely honest. I don't want that, man. I don't want that. I'm crossing it out. I don't want that. I don't want that on my conscience to finally buy in and be like, Arkansas has proved it. It's like, no, they actually really haven't proved a lot. Let's be honest. The Auburn game was without Zed Jasper, which was the whole handicap for us in that game. There's some asterisks. Let's pump the brakes. I'm not paying up to take Arkansas against Kentucky. I still think the line should be like -4 Arkansas realistically. Should it? Probably not, dude. Let's be fucking completely honest here. I didn't get to go over this as much, but let's be honest here. I think this Arkansas probably should be tighter. Just out of pure respect for people that have done things and people that haven't. I just pulled it to -2.5. I just did it. Fucking get me. Come get me, man. Come get me. They'll have a plan for Agbaji, and bigs don't matter because Kansas plays light for 20 minutes. Flagler, Agbaji, yeah. But Flagler, dude, is tiny. But you just spot up shoot. Love Clemson Saturday. I really do too. BCS Steve and Vegas is adjusting too heavily. Did lines come out? Whatever. I'm just going to continue making my own lines. I like Samford again. Bodie, they're on the board, kid. I'll be on Samford in some way, shape, or form as well. I'll move in a second because we're almost done. Yeah, dude. Fuck this. We're up. This is wrong. I'm switching it. There's something about this. But how do you actually take Baylor in the game, though? You know what I mean? So I would realistically make them I'd make the line the exact same as it was the other way and fuck with people. I have no idea. Now I'm just lost. I'm just making things up in my head. I don't think I slept enough to be thinking about that game right now. But I feel like I'd make it +2. I do kind of think Baylor wins that game. I don't think you can take Baylor with confidence. You can't. That's why I'm just saying fucking crossing it out. I'll just put Kansas and cross it out. You're hoping and dreaming a couple things on Baylor to take them with that. I get it, but there's some hoping and dreaming involved. Okay. Cal is playing at home versus Stanford, I believe. Oh, wow. I skipped Creighton Providence. Shit. Did I not even see that? Fucking Providence is going to beat their ass. Or Providence wins. I don't know how, but Providence wins that game. I'm going to have a fucking here. I'll look to live them because I'm sure it'll be close. But at this point, I'm a little I feel like I'm attached to Providence. I was put look to live. Realistically, I would make that I would make it fucking short because I'd make it 5. Make it 4.5, 5, something like that. Give me Penn State today. Yeah, Bodie. I'm not sure whether I'm going to end up taking them, but I think they have the matchup for sure. St. Peter's, yep. Swear Cal wins that game every year. Elijah, I like the matchup. Is Andre Kelly back? Please tell me he's back, though. That would be super helpful, or I'm going to need a better price. But I like Jordan Shepard in the home spot, senior day. I think he kind of deserves it. But if we don't have Andre Kelly, I don't know if we can take it. Fuck, he's still not back. That's bad, dude. I'm going to have to hold off. I'm not sure without him. We kind of need him against the wingy kind of things for so Kelly, question mark. And then do we know what the problem with him is? But I agree, Shepard. Oh, he's out for the year. Shepard should ball out, but that's so worrisome because now we just have Tiemann and Antevich, and then anytime that Kawani guy is in the game, anytime Kawani's in the game for Cal, I want to just run through the wall. I'm like, get this guy out of the game. He is nowhere near polished enough to be playing in this basketball game, no matter what basketball game it is. It could be like a game against a D2 game earlier in the season, and I'm like, this Kawani kid shouldn't be playing right now. If I was coaching like a kids team out here, I wouldn't let that Kawani kid play. I'd be like, you're teaching them bad things. So, damn, I need a good price on it now, though. You're going to have to give me a decent price because I would make them home dogs, man. In this situation, I just have to. I'd realistically make it like a +1.5. So if I get like a +3, something like that, I'll take that. Boise State over UNLV. I have some trepidation about, but I think it's an awesome matchup. And then UNLV just winning on the road against Fresno might get them a little. Maybe we'll see Boise State as a road dog in the spot, possibly. I think I would take them at anything like above, because you have the physicality matchup. If you kind of look up and down UNLV's record, any physicality is kind of their bugaboo. So if you gave me, what would I really need? I'm not taking them as a road favorite. I'm going to need like UNLV matches up well. Elijah, why do you think that? I think a lot of the athleticism on the perimeter gives them problems. Like ACOT and stuff like that's not great. I actually like the matchup for Boise State. And like any physicality against UNLV is kind of a problem. I didn't think UNLV looked that impressive against Nevada. The road win at Nevada as well. I didn't think UNLV looked that impressive in that game. I honestly thought Nevada just missed a shitload of shots. Like all of the shooting variants that have been built up for Nevada over the last however many games where they were just fucking unconscious against Utah State, unconscious against San Jose State, unconscious against not Colorado State, whoever the other one was. They were just fucking unconscious, and it all came spiraling back down. I didn't think it was like unbelievably impressive out of UNLV. But I like UNLV, and I think they have the best scorer in the game in Hamilton. I would take Boise at -1.5. I would lay off at that. I need plus money. But I realistically would line them like somewhere right near it. Like I would probably line it at that. I wouldn't take it at that. I don't think there would be any value. So I would line it at like -1 maybe. Because I might itch at the -1.5, but I wouldn't click. I would need a dog price in that matchup tomorrow for me personally. Colorado State, I like the way they've been trending. And I don't think Utah State's very good at all. So I'm going to have to take Colorado State here. I just don't think what's-her-face are very good. I liked in the Wyoming game, it was right around what the spread was. We said Colorado State will win. We said Wyoming maybe had some value on the spread, but getting the ball more, I believe they were doing what I wanted them to do and getting the ball. They've continued to get the ball to the guards more. As long as I didn't check the box score. As long as I like box scores continuing to trend in the same direction, I don't think Utah State's very good. And I think they have serious problems trying to guard guys like Tonji and Roddy. Roddy had a ton. 4 for 14 from Isaiah Stevens, but at least he took them. That's good for me. I like that spot for Colorado State. Against a shitty Utah State team, in my opinion. I would take them like -4. So I'll probably end up with some Colorado State tomorrow because I would line that at like honestly -4. I think they're like 7 points better. I really do. Okay. What did we miss? They have big wings to match DeGenhart and Acott on UNLV. Bryce Hamilton's not that big, and he's certainly not going to help that much on defense. Who else? Yes, he's not a terrible defender. Who else, though? Nuga's tiny. Webster? Who? Who are we talking about? Because I think they might burn them off the bounce. Yeah, UNLV. I don't know. Yeah, I don't want. I think the matchup. I said the matchup was with Boise State, but it was like it's tough when the best guard's on the other side. Who guarded Roddy last time? Got to be Bean Wright or Eagle Rocks. Eagle Rocks. I mean, fucking who knows? Who fucking knows? Did I watch the first game? I did. I forget what I was doing, and I can't ping it right now. Let's see. We can find out. We can find out. Is there any other games, though? Because I probably have about, I don't know, 7 more minutes in my head before. Holy shit, am I missing the Vanderford fight? Whoa, the Vanderford fight's about to start, guys. Anybody else in the chat still take Vanderford? Ham Williams? Ham's not a wing, though. Royce Ham can't guard either of those two off the bounce or anything like that. Royce Ham's a center. Williams? Donovan Williams? Sure. I'll give you Donovan Williams. He can't guard ACOT, but he could probably guard DeGen Hart. I'll give you that. Can't guard ACOT, though. Fuck that. Colorado State, it still isn't playing great. I will say that. They are not playing great basketball. That's for sure. Let's see. Colorado State. I don't know, guarded Roddy, but he went 9 for 13. Let's see when he went to the line and stuff. You think they put Bean on him? It's kind of gross. Justin Bean had a good time on the other side, though, and especially with no Thistlewood. He actually has a pretty decent matchup. 4 might be a lot. Bairstow's back. He played in this game, though. I think they probably did try and have Bean on him for at least some of the time. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know about that. But you do have to think that it gives Ashworth a little on the other side. So 4 is wild. 4 is a little crazy because Ashworth's not going to get super punished by Moore or so I think I'll go 2.5. I'll give them a little more respect. Because with no Thistlewood, that makes that a little better. Oh, God, lines are out, Elijah. I don't know if I can handle going through them. I might just have to wear the sidewalk ends, man. I almost put Auburn plus 3.5 is fucking stupid. That is stupid. That is a stupid line. That is incorrect. Utah Valley at home. I don't know if I want to because what's the line's going to end up being too wide. I almost put Utah Valley on there, but it's like a look to live spot. Like that's the best I can do with that. I can't lay on Cal Baptist. They're young. Exact matchup wise, I guess AMAC just fucking has his way with Aiken. But I almost like some of the guard play for Baptist better. I just don't like betting against my teams, and Baptist is one of my teams. We can look to live them, though, if you want to put it there. I can't put them on because the spread's going to be too wide. It's going to end up being like a 6 and up. And I wouldn't take it anywhere. I would take it at like 4 and below. It's not even like a real thing. So we can look to live there, though. That I can see against a spunky group of kids that eventually, keep it tight but can't get it done. You were right. Archie is minus 2.5. Yeah. Can't get the 4. People take it, just the experience and the stupid plays down the stretch. If you gave people minus 4, they would just scoop it up too quickly. 2.5, and I bet you it doesn't move too much. I bet you it closes out like minus 2 or something. There will be some people taking Kentucky either way. Although, man, Mintz trying to guard some of those people is a problem. Mintz or Grady trying to guard that back, trying to guard Devo Davis or what's-his-face is going to be such a problem. Holy shit. I think Austin Vanderford got knocked out in like a half a second. Dude, Austin Vanderford just got killed. Yeah, you again. He just got killed. He just got killed. Colorado State's plus 2.5. That one's iffy. There's some matchup stuff there where that's interesting. I'll put a little bullet next to it. Because that's not a bad matchup for Utah State now that I think about it, Prosser. Oh my God, he just killed the guy. All right, guys, I gotta run out of here. I got mad shit going on for work and stuff. Mad people are hitting me up. I just realized I gotta get out of here. Hopefully this was super helpful. I'll get out in front of the board once again. Hope everybody has a wonderful one. I'll try and check in. Shit, I have a lot going on right now. All right. Hope everyone has a wonderful one. Good work, CJ and fucking Elijah. Good work, guys. I'll post something about this being on YouTube. Hopefully it's helpful to other people. Can people see this? Hold on, let me move it up. This is the last look anyways. You can see the lines. Oh, man. All right, boys. Yeah, dude. For sure. Fucking thanks a bunch for making fucking I think that was pretty that was a nice run through. That worked out well. Appreciate having you guys here. All right, man. Hope you guys are good. Have a wonderful weekend.